There's a new generation of consoles on the horizon, and with it come a plethora of new ideas in media. Most of that media is going to be amazing games that I need to play until I pass out from dehydration, but there's a whole other element to the world of entertainment that I never think about, and that is creepypastas. There's literally a creepypasta for everything, and the Xbox Series X is no exception. Hello Top 10 gaming fans, I'm your host Chad Reyna, and for today's list we are going to be counting down the top 10 scary Xbox Series X creepypastas. So make sure you have space on your monolithic console and have Halo booted up because we're getting right into it. And as always fans, I would love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. And make sure you stick around until the end of this list because I'm going to let you guys know what Halo Infinite secrets I have heard leaked. And without taking any longer, let's get into this list. Coming in at number 10, we have the friend request. A kid was up late one night playing Xbox One with his friends, and then he got a friend request from a stranger. Normally he would ignore this, but the request popped up with a different animation than usual, so he went to go see who it was, and it said Clan Speeder 197 on Xbox Series X. Could this be real? Could someone already be playing the Xbox Series X? And why would this person want to be friends with me? His curiosity got the better of him, and he reached out to this person. He was like, hey, have we met? And they were like, yeah, this is Tristan from school. My dad was able to hook me up with an Xbox Series X early. He was like, no way, that is amazing. And they stayed up late talking about how cool it was that Tristan is getting to play the Series X months before anyone else has gotten the opportunity to get their hands on it. Then the conversation started to shift. He said, hey, I'm sorry about your dog. Our writer wrote, wait, what are you talking about? Our dog is fine. Then Tristan said, I heard he died in your bedroom tonight. Our writer snaps his head to the side and he saw his family pet laying on the ground motionless with blood pouring out of it. Then he heard his closet creak open. Coming in number 9, we have touring. Alright, on to the next creepypasta. This one is about the Xbox Series X that was going on a tour around America. They were stopping in small towns to let their fans play the new console before it released. The writer of this creepypasta said they would do anything to play this console early, so they begged their parents if they could ride their bike down to the local mall and get in line, so they did. They rushed down there on the day that the Xbox tour was coming through. Strangely, there wasn't a lot of kids there, maybe only 5. Why did anyone want to come and try this? It was the coolest thing going on in this small town. A large tour bus with the Xbox logo pulled up and the 5 kids cheered. Then someone stepped out with an Xbox t-shirt on who invited all the kids into the bus to come play. They all rushed in, but when they got in there, there was nothing in there, just an empty room. Then the door closed behind them. Where did he see this ad again? Coming in at number 8, we have the Avatar. This creepypasta is about someone who got an update for a new Series X avatar. He thought this was cool because he was only playing on Xbox One. He downloaded it and it kind of looked the same, but the thing was staring at him all the time. It made him so uncomfortable that he turned off his Xbox and he went downstairs to hang out with his family. But when he looked at them, they all had the same face as the avatar, and they were all staring back at him in the same way. Coming in at number 7, we have You A Saga. This creepypasta goes like this. I had just finished playing the game Senua's Sacrifice on my Xbox One, and I was so excited to finish the game. But when the credits finished rolling, something very strange happened. It said, would you like to start the sequel? I was floored. Was this a prank? Was this a glitch? The trailer for Senua's Saga had just come out. How could I already play this game? I pressed the button and it blasted me into a new game. But it wasn't me sitting on the couch. I was in the actual game. And then I heard it, the sounds of footsteps coming towards me, and terrifying monsters walking towards me with blades. I thought I must have been dreaming. I must have fallen asleep while I was playing. Then one of them lunged at me and sliced my arm. The pain was real. This was real. Coming in at number 6, we have the Preorder. I went into GameStop to pre-order my Xbox Series X because I knew that there wasn't going to be a lot available if I went in on launch day to buy one. I went into the store and the guy standing at the counter looked like a normal person, but he gave off a very strange vibe. I felt colder the closer I got to him. There was something in my head telling me to get out of there, but I ignored it because I wanted to get this pre-order over with. I went to the counter and told him what I wanted. He made me fill out a form, and when I handed it over to him, our hands touched and a cold shock jolted through my body. It almost made me fall over. He had a faint smile on his face, and this was enough for me. I ran out of the store into my car, and when I checked my phone, my voicemails were full. I pulled out of the parking lot and rushed home before I stopped to check any of them. I was too frightened. When I got back to my place, I sat down on the couch. My body still felt cold. It was like my whole body was freezing. I shivered and shivered until I passed out on the floor. Coming in at number 5, we have Losing My Mind. Our next creepypasta goes like this. I've been an Xbox fan my whole life. I've owned every console that they've put out, and you better believe that I already have my order set up for the Xbox Series X. But still, I find it hard to wait. I spend hours every day looking at forums and information about this console, any leaks that might have come out. During the day, I want to know everything that there is to know about this console. It started to become a problem when my boss called me to tell me that I was fired for missing too much work. Not long after that, I got an eviction notice. Then I realized that I stopped getting up to go to the bathroom. I wasn't moving from my computer until the Series X came out. Coming in at number 4, Halo Infinite. The writer of the story says they were playing Game Pass on Xbox One when he saw a download for Halo Infinite pop up in the new game section. This is so crazy. He started the download. Maybe he could get some gaming in before they realized what happened. Right when the game finished downloading, the lights shut off in his house and he heard the growling of a brute behind him. Coming in at number 3, we have the Handmedown. The writer of the story said they were at a garage sale and they came across an Xbox Series X. How could this happen? The console hasn't even come out yet. How could it be for sale at someone's garage? He asked the woman who was running the garage sale what this was about, and she said it was her ex-husband's and she was getting rid of it for any price. So for 10 bucks, our writer had the new Series X way before it came out. He put it in his car and he started to drive home. But while driving, he saw someone following him the whole time in his rear view, and at one point he wasn't paying attention and the guy rear-ended him and drove him off the road. 3 men got out of the car, put a bag over his head, and then shoved him into the trunk of their car. As they were doing this, they said, "I hope you like your purchase." Coming in at number 2, we have The Virus. I got an update from my Xbox One and it said Xbox Series X enhancements. I didn't know that a new update was coming, but it said that I needed to download this to keep playing, and this was pretty normal for consoles. I started to download it and then my whole screen went blank. It came back on and there was a man wearing a mask with one light bulb shining on his face. He stepped to the side and behind him was a person tied to a chair. I couldn't see their face because they were wearing the same mask. Then 2 options popped up on the screen. It said burn or cut. There was a timer counting down. And coming in at the number 1 spot, we have The Rig. This creepypasta follows a young boy who got his hands on an Xbox Series X test kit. Are you serious? That must have been the luckiest kid in the world. You know what I would have done to get one of those when I was younger? You get to play all of the early builds before the games come out. It's amazing. Well, he says that the way he was able to get his hands on this test kit was through a contest that he saw online. It popped up on one of the Xbox forums that he would visit frequently. All he had to do was put in his name and email and it would enter him in this raffle. He later got an email that said he had won and he was so excited. He had to offer up his address so they could send him the test kit, and he was too excited to think twice about it, so he just did it. He punched in where he lived and he knew that one of the coolest things ever was about to be shipped to his house, and within 5 business days the thing was on his doorstep. He tore open the box and he pulled it out. It was just a black cube with an Xbox One controller. It was strange because the cube didn't have a slot to put in a disc or anything to plug in cables. There was a note inside that read, "Set it next to your TV and enjoy." He rushed into his room, set it down on the table, grabbed the controller, and then his TV just turned on. It went straight to the newest Forza. Maybe the box was pre-programmed because he didn't get the opportunity to pick a game. He didn't care because how cool is this? He spent hours playing well into the night, but it seemed like only 5 minutes had passed by. He looked at the clock and it was 4 a.m. Whoa, maybe he should go to sleep. He had school in the morning. It was time to get some rest. But when he went to put the controller down, he couldn't. It had grown roots into his hand. And then a message came up on the screen that said, "Welcome, tester." Alright everyone, that has been our list, and as promised, I'm going to bring you guys some leaks that I've heard about Halo Infinite. And obviously guys, these are all leaks, so none of these have been confirmed, but this is what it looks like is going to happen with Halo Infinite. It seems like based on the leaks, this game will take place 2 or 3 years after Halo 5. It seems that it's also going to release on PC at the same time as consoles. There are rumors that there will be a 3-hour CGI movie that comes out before the game is launched that depicts everything that has happened in terms of story in the Halo franchise up to this point. Dual wielding seems to be back in the game, but a lot of the Spartan abilities have been removed. There will be a beta for the game's multiplayer prior to the game's release. The campaign may feature a massive 5-way battle between Marines, Banished, Covenant, Prometheans, and the Flood. The Banished will be the main villains in the story, and the game will run at 120 FPS on Xbox Series X. And those are all the leaks I got for you so far, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, I would love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Until next time, I've been your host, Trader Reina, and keep enjoying this gaming content.